So we're talking about press man, but one thing I'm gonna do is we'll teach them reverse sometimes, because sometimes the top of the route is just as important as anything else, right? So top of the route for me is this: it's the moment of truth. It's all about the moment, which you'll see in a second, all right? So the finishing right now, let's say it's not an interception. We're just talking about this PPR, punch, pull, rip. A lot of people talk about hook and swat. I think anytime you hook first, the receiver knows you're there, they're gonna tighten up and understand that as well too. So the big thing I teach is punch, pull to secure, and rip to finish it, all right? Finish twice on the football. Punch to the frame, pull to secure, rip on the finish. So punch to the window, pull to secure the tackle, rip down the frame to get the ball out, all right? And you also punch opposite the pull. So the ball's high, he's catching it high, he's gotta pull it down, you need to punch up. The ball's low, he's catching it low, he's gotta pull it up, so you need to punch down. The ball's out, he's gotta bring it in, so you need to punch through. Always punch opposite the pull. Punch opposite the pull. All right? And then Panasonic vision. When the ball's going down the field, I got to have big vision. A lot of guys look over their shoulder. They need to look up into the sky, get a bigger peripheral, all right, to see the football, to find the football. All right? So once again, I'm running down the football field. Don't look over your shoulder. Look up. See the big picture perspective, which is so I call it Panasonic vision, like you're at Jerry World. See the Jumbotron. Find the football, attack the football. When the ball's in the air, become the Bolitnikov. All right? Understand what you got to do. Don't look straight up. Look big picture perspective. See Panasonic vision, and you'll find the football. Get your hips back around to attack the football too. I think it's a big detail. A lot of times guys try to catch the ball like this. If you say you're a DB, I tell them the receiver to get the hips back around. Attack the ball. Ball is yours. Be ball conscious. All right? And out of phase happens a lot too. When you're out of phase, I think you need to work from a negative position a lot to be successful, because sometimes I feel that everything ain't going to be perfect. That's what life is. How do you respond? How can you respond? Am I taught how to respond? Do I have tools to respond? And that's why I work on out of phase drill a lot. I work this lodge drill where your partner, who's the receiver, has the ball already. All right. I'll say hit like this. He's out of phase. He's running. And once again, when you're out of phase, you're playing through the eyes, the hands, and the V of the neck. All right. The eyes get big. The hands come out. You punch them right through. If you get the V of the neck, you need to squeeze to them, get your eyes back, and play the football. The V of the neck is like on the outside release. You're keying the torso, which we'll talk about. When the torso goes back up, you know it's a back shoulder fade. So same ideology here is the V of the neck equates to the torso when you're out of phase. So right now he's looking, eyes to hands, he punches right through. Then we do the full out of phase drill, right? Now he's in a deficit position, receiver's running down the field. He's not panicking. Do not panic. Trust your keys. What are my keys saying? Eyes getting big, hands coming up, punch right through. Practice happens, game reality. We're playing Florida State. The same detail happens here. Woody's in a good position at the top, but right now he loses from the actually at the jump. Let me show it from this angle. Here we go. You'll see his eyes here. Boom, perfect right now. Florida State makes a good play. Woody's about a half a yard away from the guy right now. He does not panic, does not just turn his head around. Once again, eyes, hands, punching right through. Makes a great play on the ball. Eyes, hands, punching right through. Practice habits, game reality. Practice habits, game reality. It's not okay. There's no gray. You know, Dave Tobe once taught me, you get what you demand. He said that to me in Kansas City. He's one of the best special team coaches to ever do it. When he said that to me, that's always stuck in my hand. I demand for our players, do not panic. You know what you're taught. Eyes big, hands come out, punch through, out of phase. Now you see from the wide angle, Woody's actually an off man here. At the bottom, he's pedaling. He opens. He needs to open to cut off. All right. He's running with them. He's not in bad position at all. Maybe about half a yard short. But once again, he knows he's out of phase. Does a great job. All right. Eyes, hands, punches right through the frame. Great play. All right. And the moment of the truth is the TORs. All right. So Dr. Seuss said this quote, so it's stuck in my mind. Sometimes you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. All right. Don't waste these opportunities. You know, once again, you've been practicing your drills. Everything you do has got to translate. Practice habits, game reality. What you pour into it is what's going to grow. All right. So once again, you know how you're supposed to play. You know your technique. You got to utilize your tools. Press man technique. All right. First things first about your stance. All right. No threat, no retreat. No threat, no retreat. Reverse arc, back flat, butt slightly up. Elbows in I would say your elbows and your hands need to be inside your frame, which is your footwork. You need to be in the balls of your feet. When I'm talking about the balls of your feet, on your toes, all quickness, no power. On your heels, all power, no quickness. On the balls of your feet, best of both worlds. I should be able to slide a credit card between your heels and the ground, and that's when you know you're in the balls of your feet, in a loaded position. to have the maximum amount of inertia to go linearly, laterally, and vertically to be an explosive football player as well too. All right, toes pointed forward. That makes you know that you're playing square. Understand the details. All right, you're gonna have typewriter footwork as well too. Typewriter footwork is feet working alternately together to put you in a position to be successful. All right, your press man alignment, all based on your divider rules, right? If coach uses divider rules, use those. All right, but a lot of times it'll be inside eye or outside eye. If you're in two-man or you understand where your help is, you may split the crotch inside or outside depending on where your help is as well too. Two-man obviously can be inside leverage. If it's any type of vice player, it could be outside leverage doing the same exact details. But understanding where your help is and your alignment is key. All right, keys, inside release. I was telling those guys, key the near hip, key the near hip, key the near hip, key the near hip. Outside release, key the torso. The only reason we say the torso is why the torso lines up is between the hip and the shoulder, all right? If you're running downfield and that torso opens back up, you know it's back shoulder. Anything else, you're still seeing the hip when it settles. The torso is everything on the outside release, all right? Typewriter footwork, we talked about that, and create turbulence. Educated feet, registered hands, all right? We must destroy the receiver's equilibrium by disrupting the rhythm of his release. Every single time. Disrupt the rhythm of the release. Disrupt the rhythm of the release. Outside release, key the torso. Inside release, key the near hip. All right, we talked about our footwork. We got mirror technique and we got frontal technique, all right? Once again, I like pure step initially. You're talking about lateral footwork. The biggest difference between mirror technique and frontal technique is the plane, all right? So if I'm working mirror, I'm working more of a flat plane, whether it's based on your matchup or whether it's based on your coverage, all right? Sometimes put a couple of these up based on matchups, and a lot of it's going to be based on coverage as well too. But if you got a big physical receiver, it's not that fast, you want to get hands on them because too much area is going to create, you may want to work on a flat plane, which is mirror technique, all right? If I talk about frontal, you want to match a quicker receiver who's got good speed. It's more about matching departure angle release. So it's a toe to instep relationship. If he's working outside me, and I'm still staying square, he's inside my frame, I'm not going to kick. I'm going to work frontal, which is a toe to instep relationship, match the departure angle of the release, all right? The biggest things guys got to know, your hands are a byproduct of your feet. Your hands are a byproduct of your feet. I'm going to say it 3 times. Your hands are a byproduct of your feet, all right? Your feet are first, your hands are second. All right, press mentality, all right? You must disrupt the rhythm of the release. You got to create what everybody hates on an airplane, turbulence, right? Turbulence is terrible. You know, how many times I've flown, it just gets old. You know, I'm on a plane and flown 8,000 times. Whenever you get turbulence, Lord, please, Jesus, help me, Lord God, help me. All right, that's got to be the mindset. So you got to create turbulence in the receiver's mind and the rhythm of his release to disrupt the timing. Because once again, quarterback's on the clock, timing is everything, timing is everything, timing is everything. All right, and take the air out. TRR is validation. All right, it's like going to the airport. They ask you to take your hat off, check your ID, look at you 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that's me. All right, TRR, top of the route, is the validation of the play and your technique. Inception, all right? I always say inception like the movie. A lot of these guys have seen it. Leonardo DiCaprio. What are you doing? You're creating mental doubt. You're planting a thought in his mind, all right? The more you can plant that thought in his mind, pre-snap, post-snap movements, getting hands on them, throwing them off, disrupting them, you want to create turbulence. Absorb, conflict, and track, and validate the top of the route. 90% of balls travel less than 21 yards, all right? Bob Sutton taught me that. So a lot of guys just panic too much. You don't need to panic. Trust your technique. Trust your technique. Bob Sutton was great speaking about that. He had a place up on his wall in Kansas City. Bob Sutton was one of the great defensive minds in the last 30, 40 years of football, or 50 years of football. And he's a tremendous man. All right? Create turbulence in the move area. Here. Good example. Turbulence here, right? Place is shaking. Don't know what to do. Everybody's calm. All of a sudden, imagine that's somebody's mind who's calm, and you get that disrupts everything. Create the turbulence.